Hey crafty friends, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Janine, and today we are going to work on my Week in the Life album for 2022. Everything is printed, everything is ready to go in the album, so let's do this. Hey crafty friends, welcome to Week in the Life 2022. Today we are going to put the album together. For my Week in the Life, all I used concerning, physical product was the weekly journal cards. I checked they are no longer available physically, but the digital version is still available. And what I did is I cut that journal card apart. So I got the piece with the journal card and the day of the week. I decided to adhere my photos and journal card pieces onto, excuse me, a transparent plastic piece, just so to make it easier to put everything in the album, as I did not want to punch through my photos. So that's the idea behind it. So I'm just putting everything together now, starting with Monday obviously, and the 4x4 card, and I'm always using the last photo or card as kind of a guide to add the plastic piece with the holes for my album. So, and I like to keep it simple, so I'm just using 4x6 photos and 4x4 photos, and I'm just adhering them back to back with that plastic piece in between. When I was adhering everything together, I also realized that the card with the journaling is a little bit shorter as a 4x6 photo, so there's a little bit of a gap, which I am going to fill with pattern paper later. Also, I'm working in batches here. I prepared the plastic holes before, and now whenever I need them, I just add the red line tape. And again, as you can see here, I'm using the last one as a guide to know where I need to put my photo on that plastic piece. So I'm taking you through to Wednesday here, as it's just the same thing I'm doing over and over again, just adhering photos and the journaling card back to back. And a little flip through of what I've done so far. Love it. So next up, I'm adding the pattern paper, as I mentioned before, to fill in the gap on the journaling cards. I ran out of my rolling adhesive, so I had to start using my son's glue, which is not as good. And since it needs a little bit of drying time, I just went through all of the pages and adhered the paper down and just let it sit for a little while before cutting it down. With my rolling adhesive, I would not have to do this, but it's okay, right? So I'm using the Bloom collection by DLS Design here for the pattern paper. matched everything perfectly. So I was missing, I think, 2 photos for 2 days. So on the back of those, I just added pattern paper, as well as you can see here. And I'm done with adhering the paper strips. So now I'm going back to cut everything down. I can't even tell how many times I've turned these pages in this album. I'm going back and forth, adding things here and there, as you will see in a little bit. So for embellishments, I just went into my stash and looked at what I got. I found this little cork sunshine piece, which I'm going to add, I think, right away. Yes, I am. I'm just using liquid glue and keeping it really simple and making sure that my album is not getting too bulky. I'm also adding the date with a rolling date stamp to the daily cards, using the rolling stamp from DLS Design. And I'm also going through my stash to look for stamps that I can add onto my photos. Using different kinds of stamps, mostly DLS Design and Ali Edwards. Here I'm stamping directly onto the photo with StazOn ink. I don't know why that was working when I tried stamping like phrases onto other photos. It just did not work properly. I don't know why. Well, I definitely need to get a new ink. I also kept a piece of white scrap paper in between when I stamped on photos, just to make sure that it can dry properly without, getting onto the photo or whatever there is on the other side. I also used chipboard pieces here and there, word phrase stickers, in places where I actually planned to stamp, but because my StazOn ink, is almost dried up, I just used what I got. I could have just not stamped, but I wanted to get done with this project, and yeah, that's about it. So now also I'm using this circle stamp set from Ali Edwards Travel Collection. Love how this kind of makes it look like a postcard. And I'm really enjoying the process of stamping onto my photos, getting into, shapes that are on the photo and then stamping into those shapes, as you can see right there. I'm also using my archival ink in black, but that's not much better than my StazOn ink, so oh well. The album is done, I'm happy, so it is how it is, right? So again, I'm always going back and forth, and adding bits and pieces here. So now I finally get to use these plastic words, which I've been hoarding for quite some time. So the album is all finished. This is just going to be a quick flip through without any details. I'm going to have another video ready for you there. And I've also did a live on Instagram where I added like puffy heart stickers to the circle stamps on the journal cards. So if you want to check that out in really bad quality, go to my Instagram account. It's linked up below as well. So I love the simplicity of this album. I love the 4x6 size. I think that's my second album where I'm documenting something in 4x6. I love it. So I think next up I'm going to go with 4x4, maybe for the second day in the life this year. Again, I hope you enjoyed this little process video of how I put my Week in the Life album together. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments or send me an email, whatever you wish. And I'll see you next time for the flip through. Until then, take care. Bye bye.